We deal with some of the most difficult kids in the state.
Physical abuse, drug endangerment, witness to violence, depiction in child pornography, sexual exploitation, pretty much any form of maltreatment that you can think of.
Most of our kids, when they come into our care, they have seen things that we could have never imagined.
Abused and severely neglected.
Their behavior is unspeakable.
About 85% of our kids have had some issues with drugs.
It's sad. Sometimes it's sickening to know what some of these kids have been through.
So much hurt, so much abuse, so much violence, things that we never could possibly imagine a small child, teenager going through.
They don't have any hope. They feel that with their age, their behaviors, nobody actually wants them.
There is hope. Burlington United Methodist Family Services mission is preventing harm by providing hope and healing to hurting children and families.
These young people have had horrible life experiences. Burlington is turning that around. Generally 12 to 18 months. And that's one of the things that amazed me, that they could do that much in that short a time with kids who were so troubled.
They really need places like Burlington that give that hope and guidance and help them realize that promise in a Christian setting where they can come to know God and come to realize those promises that He has made for all of us.
Today, Burlington United Methodist Family Services is one of the largest, most diverse multi-service agencies in West Virginia, providing services to infants, children, youth, and families. Hope is here at Burlington, and not just on site at the residential treatment campuses that feature on-ground schools and chapels, but hope is here in all of Burlington's programs and services located throughout the state in almost every county of West Virginia. Burlington's community-based services are truly transforming the lives of those who need it the most.
We go in and we help these girls see their future. We hope to provide them with a hope so that they know that things can turn out well, that the situation that they're in is temporary, and we're just there to help them, guide them along the way with any needs that they have so that they can have a successful future.
Our foster parents stick through incredible odds, difficult situations, things that I would have probably thrown in the towel with. Our foster parents stick by our kids until they can either reach permanency, become adopted, or go home.
Due to what these kids have seen, what they have endured in their past, causes them to be angry, causes them to act out, and our goal is to let them know that, hey, you know what? This wasn't your fault. And we are here to help you. And we are going to make that difference. And we are going to do what we can to get you to have a healthy, normal life.
We work as a team to try to talk about where that child is, where the recovery is going, and to how to get them to where they need to be.
And that's what you hope for all of these kids, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, I always say, even with the hardest kids that we have, and we might not see changes, but if you plant that seed, it might not grow this year, it might not grow that year, but maybe 10 years down the road, it's going to grow.
We have so many kids who come in and they don't believe in God, okay, because of their abuse. It's like, why? Why should I believe in God? Look where I am today. But through this healing, their faith can grow again.
They all have one thing in common, and that one thing in common is they simply just need somebody that cares about them. And that's where we come in.
If it wasn't for Pathways, I probably would end up on the streets.
I can't believe the transformation she's made in the time that she's been here. I can remember sitting in meetings with her and just seeing kind of a flat affect and really no life to her, and again, not probably a whole lot of hope. And now, I mean, she's just blossomed.
The person that I walked in as, the person that I'm going to leave as, is completely different.
The person that I was seeing in the mirror was broken and just shameful.
These are just ordinary people who have fallen into this abyss that's known as addiction. And they're just looking for a safe place and the hope to get their lives back together.
Being sent to the Staggers house was my last chance, or I would have to go do my time. So to me, it was almost like a second chance at life.
I wish you could have seen her the day she first came. She, compared to now, she was unrecognizable. And over the time that she was in our program, it was like watching a flower bloom.
I've known her since she's a little tiny girl. She grew up with my daughter, and to see what's happened with her life, you know, the tough parts of her life and where she got to, and how this place and God has gotten her back to where she's at now. It's amazing.
His social worker and him both sat down and clearly told me, okay, he's a fighter, he will fight, he will run, he will cuss out staff, he will cuss out adults, he gets his way or nothing else.
I've learned self-control. That's one of my main problems. At home, I used to just run my mouth to my mother most of the time. If I got mad, I'd go up the stairs to my room, punch something, and just call it a day and stay in my room all day. Like, I'd isolate myself.
He didn't have a father figure. The one father figure that he did have was the guy that would want to harm him. So all he knew was to fight, to protect himself.
But now, Burlington's taught me to help talk about my problems and don't be verbally aggressive or physically aggressive to people or things. Just have a calm attitude about it.
We also do a lot of anger management. You know, we all get mad, but being able to express yourself in an appropriate manner will get you further in life than punching walls, you know, cussing people out, yelling.
Some of our base things that we do at Burlington is we want to build this kid up to be the best thing he can possibly be or she can be.
Even though that my father figure hasn't been around, that I can still grow up to be a respectful, young man.
I started using drugs with my mom. I was on the run because I failed my drug test and I almost died and was doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
She didn't trust anybody. She came from a home where her survival was to either lie, steal, try to find anything that she possibly could to survive.
Just totally let myself go and didn't care about anything because I felt lost.
She went down the wrong path. She began to get into drugs and other things.
It's been a really long, hard road and a journey, but it's been awesome to do it with them. They helped me do a lot of stuff with my life. I graduated high school without Burlington and my family. It's just been crazy. They've inspired me to find myself, who I am, because I was so lost. And it's just good to know that they gave me hope and that I was here. I was here to do those things and them help me through it.
I can't imagine any community not wanting to be part of the solution. So if a community helps these individuals rebuild their lives, they're really rebuilding the community.
There is hope through Burlington, hope for a better life.
I like to think that Burlington provides hope for a different future.
And there's no doubt in my mind some of the kids that come through our programs are going to be some of the most influential leaders in tomorrow's world. And when people hear their story, they're going to be amazed.
There is hope through Burlington, hope for a better future.
Hope is seeing the mom who can succeed and who's able to get her GED, or the child that's able to get caught back up in school and not have to repeat the second grade.
Every kid that we can help get to a stable place in their life where they can, again, grow and mature and really develop as an individual, and then go on and live a self-sufficient life and not rely on outside resources like the state and other programs. That only benefits everybody. And that's good for the kids and it's good for society as a whole.